back to my channel. I'm so happy you could come out to play today because we're going to do some fun play with paper things. This is our first paper project of 2023, and we're going to do some cards and a card holder. And so I hope you enjoy it all. I hope you give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment. Tell me what is your favorite paper project, and I'll see if that can be something that we can do together. And so I'm just going to do a really quick introduction and take you down to the desk, and we'll get busy playing with paper. See you in a bit. Be right back. Hi everybody, welcome back. And I just wanted to show you that, as I mentioned, during the reconstruction after the hurricane damage, my closet in the craft room had to be emptied out completely because the roof and the wall were gone. And I came across this. Now this is a holdout from when I did craft shows umpteen years ago. And I thought, this would be a kind of a fun project to make because you can make it for yourself or you can give it as a gift. And what it is a little portfolio that holds cards inside, and it will hold 4 cards and 4 envelopes, and you can make them as simple or as elaborate as possible, but I'm going to show you how to make it quite simply. You're going to need cardstock for the base of the card, and I have a cream cardstock today. You're going to need some colored paper, colored cardstock, 12 by 12 for the outside, the envelope area here. And I'm going to be using 12 by 12 because I want the same color or close to. But you only need 8.5 by 11 for these little squares, rectangles that you'll be cutting. Like this, okay? Now, you also need 1 stamp, and pick whatever kind of a stamp you like, because I'm making them all the same, basically. And they go in this little envelope. Close it up, and now these have a grommet here. I have a machine that will put the grommets in. If you don't have that, we can show you another way that you can close those. And put some ribbon on it to keep it closed. And just tie a pretty bow. Now the outside you can decorate however you like. So let's get started and see if we can make some of these folio cards. I'm going to start by making the card bases. And out of 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11, you will get 2 card bases. So I'm going to cut this on, this is the 11-inch side, and I'm going to cut it down to, as soon as I put my glasses on, 5.5. So I'm cutting it in half. Okay, now I'm going to make 4 cards, so I'll do 1 more. Cut it at 5.5. Okay, that's all the cutting for this minute. Now I need my scoring board, and I didn't get it out. Sorry. Here we are. Just because I think you get a better score. And I'm going to score this. Now this is the 8.5-inch side. I'm going to score them at 4 1/4. I do it for all 4 of them. All right, now while we've got this out here, we might as well get the other piece ready. So this is the 12 by 12. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut this down to 12 by 8.5. All right, now I'm going to take the 12-inch side and I'm going to score it right at 6 inches. So it's being scored right in half. And then I'm going to turn it, and on this side, which is the 8.5, I'm going to score it at 2.5. Okay, now that's all we should need the scoreboard for. So now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to fold it in half on the 6 inches. And then I'm going to fold it up at the 2.5 inches. And we have our folio. And you have to go over it again after you close it, until you train it a little bit. And there you go. All right, so we'll put that aside now while we make the cards. And these cards we're just going to fold on the score line. Okay, now I'm going to take some of my 6x6 pad. If you remember that 6x6 pad that we got the other day. And I'm going to just pick the first one because it has some green in it. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut off this little circle. So I'm going to line my blade right up where that is. I guess I didn't push down hard enough. This is a new cutter, and this cutter, you have to push the blade down when you're cutting because it has a safety feature so the blade won't cut you. Okay, so now I want to be 5.5 because that's the height of this card. So let's see if I got 5.5 here. I do. And I'm going to make these 1.5. 1.5 strips. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Just a hair off, 4. Let me get my glue. And the first thing I'm going to do is just adhere these. This is the folded edge here. I'm going to adhere this right over here. Okay? And I'm using art glitter glue. It's my favorite for quick gluing. Line it right up in the bottom corner and follow up the edge. And we'll do that with all four. So this isn't taking a lot of product, and this is really something that beginners can do because there's more cutting and scoring than fanciness in the card. One more. Here we go. That's pretty already, isn't it? Now, I have cut already, so you don't have to just watch me cut paper. I have cut 4 green pieces, and my green pieces are at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And I have cut 4 of the cream pieces, and these are 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So the next thing I'm going to do is my stamp. And I've got 4 of them, so there should be another one hiding in here somewhere. Here we are. And I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I thought this was a cute stamp to go in the front of the card. You can see it's just a simple sunflowers. But it's bright and cheery, and it has greens in it. Well, it will, because we're going to color them green. And you want to do this before you get these attached to the card, in case it doesn't work out and you have to do it again. So I'm just going to come down here. There's one. Now these are some of my older stamps. You can tell that they're rubber mounted, wood mounted rubber stamps. But some of them are just easily used for anything. So I kept them. Three. Four. There we go. Cover this up so I don't have black inky fingers. Now I will color one on camera, and then I will go back and color some of the other ones. And I mentioned before, the reason I like to use this ink is because these are alcohol markers, and if I used a regular ink, they would run. The black ink would run. Now your markers will bleed through this paper, but it's going to be mounted on a card so it won't show, okay? And this is a little bit of a textured paper, cardstock, and the colors want to spread out just a little bit, but I think they'll be just fine. Okay, see if we can get just a little shading in here. You can see the sun is coming from the left, so the leaves on the right are a little darker. And I think the grass we will color in with the darker green. Now when you're shading, you want to go back with your light color again. Whoops, wrong end. And you just want to go over some of the area where you shaded and kind of make them melt, I guess you'd say melt together. So you don't see a distinct line. And you just see some shading. This is a pretty springy, summery, cheerful stamp. And I'm not the world's best colorist. Some people really are wonderful at this, but I can make it look pretty good. And it's the thought of sending somebody a handmade card. It doesn't have to be perfect. If it were perfect, my name would be Hallmark. All right, so let's give us a little center here. There you go. So the next thing I'm going to do is mount it on my green square. And that is going to go on the card with some ribbon. And I forgot to bring the ribbon. Hold on. Okay. What I'm going to do is just put a little bead of glue in the middle so that I can put my ribbon on. And it just makes it easier to hold. Now I will attach it to the card. Isn't that pretty? And I think what I'm going to use for a sentiment stamp is something that's fairly generic. And it's going to be just for you, and that should fit right about here. Okay, I have mounted on my block. This ink pad does not seem to be, I'm going to stamp that off first. Because it's the first time I've used it. And sometimes you have to condition these stamps when you use them for the first time. And there you go, there's the card. So I'm going to put together the rest of them, and I'll be back when we're ready to do our folio. Back in a minute. So there you go. We have the 4 cards. Whoops, I'll move them up this way. There you go. And you'll notice I changed the location of the ribbon. I wanted the ribbon down at the bottom of that little piece so that it wouldn't interfere with the image that we stamped and colored and worked at. Okay, so that's all there is to the cards. They're very simple. We're going to work on the little holder now. Now, this little holder, all I'm going to do for the front is cut down a piece of the same paper that we had for the rest of the cards. And let's see what we've got here. That should be 6 by 6 basically. So I'm going to make this 5 1/2 by 5 1/2. Good. Now before I put that on, I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and I'm going to run it around this folder. Okay, so what I'm going to do is run a little bead along the middle here. I'm not coming all the way over to the edge because our paper won't go all the way over to the edge. And I'll find the middle of this ribbon. And I'm going to put that on the fold. And bring that this way. And this way. And that's just enough to kind of hold it while I put the paper on the top. And that's going to be our closure. Now on the inside, we need to keep this closed, and if you don't have something that makes grommets, I'm going to show you how to do that. Except I think I just threw away the pieces I cut. We'll cut another one. Okay, I'm going to cut a piece 2.5 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to cut 2 of them, 1 for each side. And this is called sort of like a spacer or a gusset. Now what I'm going to do is to just bend these in half, basically. And I could use my scoreboard, but I'm just not going to bring that out again. Now I'm going to cut these, trim these just a little bit so that they don't stick out from the book. So you see how it looks now? And I did that one backwards. Let me just cut another piece. Paper is paper. Cut another 1 inch. Ta-da! Okay, let's see if we can do it right this time. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is just attach it right here. Okay? So I will put some glue on the back side of this. And I'm going right from the fold. And I'm going right along the edge. I'm going to do the other side the same way. Fold on the edge. Okay, now I will glue these two. And fold up. Okay, and what that has just done is give me a little bit of leeway so that I can put my cards in. Now, there's all kinds of things you can do. You can round the corners here, which make it nice, but I'm looking at people who don't have all of the equipment that I have right now. I have corner rounders in several different kinds, but if you don't have one, you don't have to round it. So we have our cards. I'm going to just slip them in. Okay, and let me just take the envelopes from here, put them in. Okay. Now we can fold this over. Give a cute little bow. And then you have it. Now, you can continue to decorate the front of this however you'd like. If you see on this one, I made another of the focal points from the card, and I put some flowers here. So if you have any of those kind of things, you can do that. It's not necessary. You know, we had those punch outs. Let me just see what I've got in. Remember the package, the paper that we got, the 12 by 12? Let me see what they have for punch outs. Be right back. Okay, here we are. This is one of the cutouts from that paper, and I think it's perfect. Let's see what we've got here. Isn't that pretty? Be you, be bright, be happy. What a nice little gift to give someone. And because the sentiment says, just for you, that could be the inside saying happy birthday, happy anniversary, thinking of you, congratulations. something special, anything you'd like to have on the inside. So that was very easy. This is the old one, this is the new one. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Tell me if you send cards, and if you do you like to make your own? And have you ever made one of these little folios before? This is easy, easy peasy. And it can utilize 99% of this, utilize just a 6x6 block of paper, which you can get very reasonably, and as well as the cardstock. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you come down and hit that subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be notified when I come back out again, which would be probably this Sunday for cooking. And until then, I hope you all have a great afternoon or a great evening. Enjoy the day. Play safe, play by the rules, and everybody play nice now. Love ya. See ya. Bye-bye.